So hi everyone. Thanks for popping on, especially, as we are deeper in the semester and a lot of folks are thinking about finals and Thanksgiving and so on and so forth. Um, so we're really glad you could be here. If you haven't been to one of our chapter chats so far this year, we have monthly kind of very informal conversations with student leaders about a topic that we think is kind of relevant to the time, but we'll fully take it where you all take it. So if there are other things you want to talk about, we can do that. Um, so tonight we're talking about Your Voice is Your Power, which is our campaign this fall to help support students, student chapter leaders in prioritizing the mental health needs of BIPOC students on their campus. So for obvious reasons, this semester is difficult for everyone, but even more so for BIPOC folks who are dealing with additional stress and additional oh God, the world is stressful right now. I think I'll leave it there. Um, so our campaign has been running all semester, and there are several different initiatives within it, including influencing your counseling center, faculty and staff on campus, working on the campus strategic plan, and working with campus entities to create opportunities for cultural competency trainings. So we've talked a lot about this, and I think we'll drop a link to the page in the chat. That way you can see it yourself if you want to click through. But we really wanted to spend today talking through some of the challenges that we've heard from folks or some of the barriers, as well as some of the things that people have done and are doing really well. So Kelly, do you want to take it away?
Yeah, hi everyone. It's great to be here with you all again. My name is Kelly Madden. I'm the Programs Fellow here at Active Minds. And if you don't know by now, Robin and I get to talk to you all on pretty much a daily basis about anything having to do with your chapter or your interactions with your community in relation to your chapter. Robin gave a great kind of elevator pitch about your voice is your power and what the actionable campaign goals are for all of you, but really broadly just focusing on amplifying BIPOC students' voices right now, given kind of the present environment and tensions within our country, and just making sure we're being proactive. So we hope in this presentation that you'll be able to take away some tips for creating relationships with campus faculty, your high school faculty, and especially administrators on your campus. We know it can be daunting, a little challenging to approach, especially the higher up, maybe your principal, your dean, especially if you're at a larger school. So really just sharing ideas with each other about how to approach those folks and build a coalition with them and build a relationship with them. We're also going to touch on some strategies for encouraging teachers, professors, and really anybody else at your campuses or schools to be sharing mental health resources with their classes. So that might look like numerous different things, which we'll talk about, but really just using yourself as a resource and extending yourself as a resource to your teachers. Because as a lot of you are probably learning, a majority of teachers and professors do want to help their students with mental health, but may not know where to start. So we'll strategize some ways to talk to them. And lastly, online advocacy and activism is at the forefront of everyone's mind right now. How do I parlay my activism into online spaces? How do I reach my peers to tell them about what I'm passionate about? So some of our student leaders are here tonight, and they're going to share some of their strategies for engaging their peers online and what they've been doing with their chapters. So without further ado, I'm going to ask our student leaders to introduce themselves. So Emma, you're actually first on my screen if you'd like to go ahead.
Hi everyone, my name is Emma. My pronouns are she, her, and I am the chapter president at Drexel University.
Whoever would like to go, really, or I can popcorn someone. Ben, would you like to go? You're next.
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Ben. My pronouns are he, him, and I am the chapter president at Lenox High School in Lenox, Massachusetts.
Thanks. Helen, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Helen, and I am the programs intern with the national office this semester. And sorry, I'm like getting distracted because I can hear my dog in the background, but I'm also happy to be here.
Thanks, Helen. Greg, do you want to go ahead?
Yes, let me just unmute myself and actually make sure I've pressed the button. Hello, everyone. My name is Gregory Carnisi, and I am the chapter president at Arizona State University. Active Minds.
Thanks, Greg. Macy, do you want to go?
Hi everyone, my name is Macy. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm about to be a senior, but I am the chapter president of the chapter at University of North Texas.
Thank you. Stephen.
Hi, my name is Stephen Chen. My pronouns are he, him. I'm the chapter president at Savannah College of Art and Design.
Yay. And Jaden, you are one of our last.
Hi, my name is Jaden. I use he, him pronouns. I am a freshman at the University of Arizona, where I help with the social media for our chapter.
Great. So we'd love to kind of open up the conversation and get rolling. I know some of our student leaders have, I guess you guys might have prompts or ideas you wanted to share, not to put you on the spot, but I know you're prepared a little bit. I think a good place to start is asking you all where you are with your Voice is Your Power, or the current status of that kind of activism on your campus, if anyone wanted to start off with that. I see a
I can go, yes. So I have two things I'd like to share with y'all. So the first, I guess, action plan we came up with was for in the counseling center. So we collaborated with them. We do something weekly called counselor chats, but we focus two different counselor chat topics on specific, like your voice is your power, like motives, like goals. So we did one for like exploring identity and the importance of identity. And we also did one about like how to like your experiences with family and mental health and like culture and mental health. So those were really awesome because we got to connect with the counselor like from our school, like one-on-one, pretty informally, and we really just got to like see their humanness in talking about such important and like pressing concerns on our campus, like with all students, and that was really, really awesome. I have like a template if anyone wants me to like email it to them. I can also post it in the Slack. But then we also are currently, it's kind of like a winter break project for in the classroom. So we have a committee right now leading a little group to get some professors and administrators like emails together. And then they're working on a template to invite and encourage them to put more resources in the syllabi and just kind of create a safe mental health conversation on day one, or even if they don't want to like do that, at least have it in the syllabi, and it kind of take the extra step to let them know that you care about the mental health. So that's what we're working on right now, and we're really excited.
That's great, Macy. Could you, you said you worked with some of your professors, or I guess perhaps professors around you, maybe you're not best friends with them, but could you share with us like how that experience was and how you approached them to kind of tell them about your plans?
Sure. So, in the past, I think it was last semester, we had experiences reaching out to professors because we did a meeting about how to talk to professors about mental health. So we had approached that before, like emailing them, kind of breaking the ice and like seeing what it was like, and we got a pretty positive response. So really, what we're doing now is working on like the correct language and like email to send out to them. And we're trying to figure out the best way to do that without making it seem like it's another thing they have to do, like check off their list. Like we want it to be like something that they are actually that they can kind of personalize and like put their own voice in it to let the students know that they care. So I think your question was like what it's like to kind of collaborate with the professors. I think so far it's been pretty positive. Like they're all pretty open to like learn more about it. Some of them are just like, I'm not a mental health specialist, or like I don't know anything about this. Like it's fine. I'm just like, so you kind of get a mix, but you just gotta keep on going and have confidence and ask for help, best as you can.
I think that's a wonderful point of a lot of professors, at least when we talk to advisors and folks who aren't directly associated with the counseling center or psychology or sociology, any of those human services helping professions, they're like, what can I do? And they think that I just spoke to a professor actually who's a chemistry professor. She's an advisor, and she's like, what can I do? I don't have a mental health background. So I know the majority of professors do want to help, and it's about extending yourself as a resource and a tool to kind of almost educate them as your quote unquote peer, so they can then educate their peers in their department, and then your campus becomes a healthier community. I'm curious if anyone else has anecdotes about working with their professors, teachers, guidance counselors, or anybody around this campaign, or really just this semester around any of these like actionable advocacy goals.
One thing that our chapter has done in the past few weeks is we've started trying to like really work at collaborating with our administration and trying to get our guidance counselors like at our meetings. And I think like getting a very close relationship with your administration allows you to accomplish a lot more, like when they're right there too for instant feedback, as opposed to like only having email relationships with them. And of course it's actually really like hard to get them to come, but like once we did get them to come, like we're getting a lot farther. We're sending out like a mental health survey this month about how our students are doing and like how the school can support them, and that's going to support our advocacy efforts to like see what the students want. So that's what we're doing, and I think that like once you get like a good connection with administration, then you can accomplish quite a bit more than if you were without them.
What kind of folks are coming to your meetings? Is it like your principal, vice principal, like those kinds of people?
Yeah, so our vice president was supposed to come last time, but he's coming this next time. And we also have a new adjustment counselor. So she came last time, as well as our school nurse is there for every single one. So the combination of them, we're getting, it's nice to have people who like have a good background in it. Like I feel like like there are resources, and as chapters, we should use them.
Awesome.
Really valuable point there, Ben. I know it can be intimidating sometimes to approach those people, especially if you're like a lone chapter leader, other friends are in class, and it might just be you sending the email at the time. And there is a tremendous value in getting those folks on your side to hear your needs, for sure. Jaden, I'm curious for you how it was, not to put you on the spot, but transitioning from a high school student working with folks in a high school setting to transitioning to a college setting and working with folks and faculty in a college setting, albeit we're on the computer, but to that extent.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably the most shocking part has been like how hard it is to like actively be speaking to someone, whether it be on the phone or in person, but that has a lot to do with just the current circumstances that we're all in. I feel like in a high school, it's a lot easier to get to know, the staff and faculty that are around you. I feel like it's easier to build those relationships with people, and you can, where you can find them if you need them right away. I'm not on campus personally, so I wouldn't know where I would physically need to go if I ever needed to ask someone a question or just drop by and see if somebody was interested in coming to our meetings. So it feels a little bit more maybe removed in the college setting, just because of the sheer number of faculty and staff there are on a college campus. At least at the University of Arizona is quite large compared to the high school that I went to. So yeah, and I think something that Ben said that was really good is it's a lot easier when you can like talk to someone and get feedback on things in real time, like, you know, calling people. Like if you can get on a Zoom call or a phone call, it's a lot easier than email communication. I think, at least I've found over the past couple months, that, you know, email is great to establish that first kind of connection, but when you're really trying to work through things, a lot easier when you can talk to each other in real time.
For sure. I think it's so interesting. You're just one of like our rare case studies who will be with Active Minds for quite a long time, because you're able to parlay your activism into your time getting your bachelor's degree. I think that you brought up a good point though of still trying to make like a face-to-face connection on Zoom, even though most folks are at home or in a hybrid model where they might not be in their regular classrooms or hanging out around campus like everyone once used to do. So I'm curious if anyone so far has had any challenges contacting administrators or anyone in a leadership position in your high schools or colleges, or any questions that you wanted to ask fellow student leaders about approaching somebody, sustaining that relationship because you're not together in person. Robin?
Yeah, I was going to say also, like, if you know, your dean and you know they're going to ask this kind of question and you're not sure how to respond, I think often that could be the money question of like, yes, this is a great cause. Yes, we would love to hire more counselors, but so if you know a question that is probably coming to you and you want to kind of brainstorm the response, we can do that too.
Hi. My name is Amna Muhammad, and I'm actually a chapter leader at a high school in Canada called St. Francis Xavier, and I'm pretty sure I'm like one of the youngest people here. I'm in grade 9, and I had a question, not about talking to administrators or anything, because I actually have a really good teacher representative for the chapter, more about how to actually start the chapter, really, because I just started it recently. And I just need more student attention, and we've made like an Instagram account. We're going to do announcements soon, but how do we actually get people involved in this?
Yeah, we've got a lot of chapter founders and re-energizers. Jaden, I'm looking at you, but we just didn't make you talk, so if somebody else wants to jump in.
I can jump in with this.
Cool.
Yeah, we started our chapter about a year and a half ago. And that was, when you're starting one, at least in my experience, it's really hard to generate kind of sustained momentum. But once you get that like first big meeting, we tend to have a really big fall turnout. And that's when like freshmen are coming in, and we have a thing called Fall Fest. It's just like club representative festival kind of thing. And every club kind of introduces themselves to the incoming freshmen. And that's been a great way for us to generate momentum, but that's like a little specific. What our chapter has done, like probably the most successful, is we have a group me chat just with our members. And that is, I find that we have a lot of active members on GroupMe that have problems like coming into meetings because of like time conflicts and like location restrictions and whatnot. So having like a GroupMe has been our most successful way to reach out to like a broader student range.
Well, your first point about having like the clubs like get introduced, all of them, we had that too, but because of Corona, it kind of got canceled. And then since we're like a newer club that just basically started like kind of last week, but we actually haven't we promoted a little bit. We're going to have an information meeting to get people interested in a few weeks, maybe like 2-3 weeks. And I feel like we would get a lot of people there because I know a lot of people. I'm friends with a lot of student council members, and I just know a lot of people in the school, and I'm in a bunch of group chats. So I feel like that would get a lot of attention. But it's just like overall, not just like grade 9s, grade 10s, 11s, and 12s. I feel like that would be a little hard to get, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
And no, I was just going to say, if anything, a lot of chapters are looking to get kind of earlier in their career folks. So I don't think it's a big problem if you have a lot of grade 9 folks, because they're going to become upperclassmen soon. But Jaden, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say something. Our high school chapter was founded last year, my senior year. And something that we found to be really valuable is trying to partner with established organizations on your campus. Like we had an arts contest at the very beginning of the year, and we had the art teachers promoted to their students, and we had someone in the school newspaper wrote an article about it. And, all these kind of groups that already had kind of a foothold to help talk about our events. And that was really helpful. And also, if you ask probably any of my friends, they would probably tell you that I spammed my friends and like social media a lot with just information about our meetings. So that, excuse me, that networking with your friends and then your friends networking with their friends was something that was important, I think, to our chapter getting started. And like I did feel a little bit annoying at times, but people, once they came to our meetings, a lot of people enjoyed it and stuck around. So it's not like you're forcing people to come or anything like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. And another thing about the newspaper, that one is actually really important. I'm going to try to do that because we have a newspaper and we're writing articles right now, and I'm actually part of that too. So I'll figure that out.
I just want to piggyback off of what Jaden said. I was an RA, so I was a resident assistant. So that was like a position where I was able to get in contact with a lot of students. So through that, I don't know if it was technically allowed, but I was pushing Active Minds really hard in that position. And also we had a presentation to fellow RAs. So we were able to spread the word to kind of like a group of student leaders. And I think in your case specifically, I think talking to student council members would probably be closer to the equivalent of it, or like club or class presidents and different student leaders. We were lucky enough that we could gather a whole group of student leaders and do a broad presentation, but individual meetings should also be like pretty good for like getting the word out.
So I come from a small high school, and I'm not sure how large your high school is, but one thing that we found to be very successful this year is simply going by word of mouth, just going up to people, telling them about it. And when you have like that face-to-face connection of you actually having the conversation, like those are the people that come and then keep coming. Because I think at first, like our chapter was so obsessed with getting more people that come in rather than people who come like every single time and are really involved. So I think building like a strong base of people who really are passionate about mental health and like want to make a difference is like the first step to like really building your chapter.
I'm wondering if others have thoughts on kind of building that sustainability. And I think what we're talking about here in the long term is really building a legacy on campus to some extent. That way, Ben, you're having meetings with the principal and the vice principal and all these folks, and you will graduate one day, unfortunately. But hopefully they will continue to come to those meetings and be a really helpful ally. Sunny, I saw that you raised your hand also.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so my name's Sunny, and I'm from Dianza College. I'm not a chapter leader, but I'm actually one of the members in the chapter. But one of the things I've noticed with our college's chapter is that I feel like it's not very focused on so much, like it's not developed. The past two meetings have, oh, you went to Dianza? Hi, Helen. But the past two meetings have just been like playing Among Us, and the coming one is just watching movie. Like, I get it, it's good for relaxation and everything, but I don't know if the whole word of active minds is to focus on advocacy and also like promoting mental health. So I don't know like if there's a way to help incorporate that, even if like I'm not like an officer or anything.
Yeah. I think now is an especially unique time. So we've seen a lot of chapters who have kind of resorted to, you know, having those kind of fun social events because that's what their peers really need right now, and that's what they're seeing is working and getting people to come. That said, though, Macy, actually, if you want to talk a little bit about your committee structure, I know that's kind of new for you, and I don't know if anyone else has their leadership team kind of in committees and with other members kind of leading pieces, but I'm curious, Macy, if you wanted to talk about that.
Of course. And I can kind of give you like two perspectives, Sunny, on this. Like from an officer standpoint, like if I would be absolutely thrilled if a member came up to me with any idea. Like sometimes it can get really kind of not frustrating, but like you kind of run out of ideas sometimes. So having like being brave and like actually speaking like your opinion might actually go over really well. And also the committees have been a really, really fun and exciting way for us to like not only make more friendships, but to get more stuff done. And to get like a variety of opinions in our programming and our projects and all that. So I guess the process for that, how we did it was we made an application for it on Google Forms, really easy. Asked people what they're interested in, what kind of ideas they had, and then we have like subcommittees. So we have advocacy, fundraising, and education. So really, we just give them the information and resources. We kind of facilitate what they want to do, and then we just let them do it. Like because it's more fun that way, you know.
Right.
Definitely is not an easy process to start, but I think the first step would just be speaking your voice. Like if that's something you feel comfortable to do to the officers.
Oh yeah, they're very nice. But
yeah.
yeah, I just like I don't know. I wanted to get some like background information first because there's not much information on their side on what Active Minds even is.
Yeah.
So it's very confusing because we have like a psychology club and neither of them really promote advocacy. Psychology club is more like opportunity and they do a lot of good like speakers and stuff. But Active Minds is sort of just like games.
and you could always like talk to them about the chapter foundations workbook. I feel like that has a lot of helpful info.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then just getting them to do the work is like the main part too.
Yeah, I was also going to say, if they or you are on our Slack network, which we'll drop a link in, that's a great place to kind of learn from other chapters what they're up to. Remind me, is Dianza a community college or is California confuses me?
Yes, it's a community college.
Great. So we've got lots of really, really solid community college chapters in Slack. Santa Monica College is coming to mind, San Mateo, San Marcos. So those are great connections that you and they can have to kind of learn, like, this is what we're doing on our campus, this is what's working, this is what's hard for us, which is probably going to be different than what's easy and hard for Arizona State, which is like the biggest school in the country. So I would recommend that also, and we'll drop a link there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And also, I'm currently working with a couple other people on like finding a network for Dianza. And we already have several social media set up that are a couple hundred to like 1,000 members already. But I was thinking maybe like there's a way to incorporate Active Minds into it, but I don't know if that would contradict the point of having a separate chapter.
No, we love when there's partnerships and cross promoting, cross posting, and all of that.
Okay.
Yeah, you could always like share like one of the articles written by a student. Like, look at this awesome article, or like, look at this infographic, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that'd be fun.
I know it could be like hard to jumpstart the activism part of Active Minds. From our experience, what really has been the most impactful is kind of Instagram posts in that activism side, because like Instagram has a whole like activism side where
Right.
yeah have like quick facts and call to actions. So we have like a good amount of those posts, and those have been getting really great responses.
Apparently on Instagram, oh God, somebody younger than me is gonna have to talk about this. There are these new like guides or like info thingies. We have some information that can be shared. Oh, someone help. Yeah. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about, but we
There
have
are
like,
some Active Minds one too already. I've seen some
yeah,
of the like little guides.
yeah, thank you.
Drop them right now.
Thank you. But they're on our Instagram.
I also wanted to add, like, on the activism side of things, like like Steven said, like it can be hard to start that. It's such like a long-term process. It's just not like something you can do overnight. But something that's really been helpful for my chapter is we've been like creating a lot of partnerships too. Like we've reached out to like the Black Student Union. We've reached out to the Student Center of Diversity and Inclusion. And I would just like encourage like anyone who's like trying to like go into that is to look for like different opportunities to go to their events and like network with them, and genuinely like show an interest to learn like from them too. Like it's not just like, oh, let me teach you about mental health. Like they're like here to teach us too. And yeah, I don't know, like our school, like Drexel, we have like our campus engagement and stuff. They like hold like a lot of, I don't know if other schools do this, but they hold like a lot of meetings for a bunch of student orgs to just get together and talk like what's working, and like they do stuff for like activism for like against racism and like all of that. So it's I would encourage you all to like look for those opportunities. There's a lot of great networking opportunities on campus, especially at college. So
Yeah, and I'll say that activism advocacy piece is hard for some people. You know, talking to presidents and administrators and politicians. It's a great place to tap into your student government or political science majors, people who are going to be more inclined to do that. I think it's kind of the running joke that we recruit a whole lot of introverts with a whole lot of empathy, who don't necessarily like conflict or don't necessarily feel confident saying, this is more important than this other issue. So finding the people that are good at that, or helping people develop those skills as they go, can be really helpful also. So it might be really tenable for folks to do events or social media, things that are a little more familiar. But these unfamiliar experiences are also great learning opportunities.
I also think it's very helpful when you're like just starting with the advocacy stuff to like set small actionable goals. Like something that we did here at the university in like at the very beginning of the semester is we sent an email to all of the counseling staff with a list of like interview questions, which included everything from, why should a student feel comfortable coming to CAPS when they need help? What's your favorite part about working at CAPS? To what's your favorite spot on campus? What do you love most about getting to be around students all day? Things to kind of like humanize mental health workers a little bit. And then we put together their answers on like our social media pages. And so, that wasn't necessarily inherently difficult, and it didn't require me personally, at least, to go too far out of my comfort zone. So I would definitely consider that like a small actionable goal that, you can get done. And the more you do that, the more you're going to be stretching what you and the people you're working with comfort levels are, and just grow from there.
Got about, oh, well, I guess we go to 7:45 now. We've got about 5 to 10 minutes left. If anyone has any pressing questions or anything they wanted to share that's going really well, um, anything that's coming up that they're looking forward to.
Oh, go ahead.
It's okay. You can go ahead. It's okay.
Oh, I mean, I was just like thought of something off the top of my head, but I was gonna say something that's been like working for me at Drexel is like just like having meetings that are like an open space. Like sometimes it's really great to like plan something and like, you know, have like an event and like educate like your members about something, but like I don't know, one of like some of our most successful events are like just like come and like chat and like let's just talk about how we're doing, or just like talk about something random, because like people are just like I mean, we're remotes at Drexel right now, so like people just like really like want that connection, and like we actually like see people show up. So I don't know, I just thought I would share.
Those of you who are here early got to hear all about our lunchtime yoga and TED Talks and so on. So it's definitely a fun thing to do.
I was just going to say that I'm really excited for the next few weeks because we're going to be sending out executive applications and member applications for the chapter. And then we're going to have our info meeting. I'm just really excited to get everything like going, and it's going to be just like a new experience for me and for my school.
That's so great. And if you're not in Slack already, make sure you sign up. That way you can keep us all updated and
I'm
reach
already
out to
in Slack,
folks if
yeah.
you, oh, great. So you can reach out to folks here also to learn more about what they're up to. Anyone else?
I was gonna say, our chapter had a professor panel last night, and we had, I think, 9 or 10 professors and the dean of students at University of Virginia, where I'm a student. And it was one of our largest turnout events ever. And it was really awesome because we had like a set of questions for the professors, which they were all engaging with very well. And then towards the end, we were able to open up questions to the audience. And so a lot of students got to ask questions to professors, and these were like very well-known professors at UVA. And then I think a really awesome part was at the end, one of the professors actually asked, "How are you all doing?" Because we'd been asking the professors a lot of questions, but none had been geared towards us. And so after this professor asked that question, a lot of students started sharing how Zoom classes in quarantine has been for them, which was, it felt so special because it kind of just showed the immediate impact of like having professors talk about mental health so openly, and then having students share how they're feeling about classes and their mental health in front of these professors, which is what the point of that whole talk was, to kind of normalize talking about mental health with your professors. So I was so happy after that.
That sounds amazing. We might hit you up to write a blog post about that.
Yes, I was.
I keep volunteering our blog for things, and the person who manages our blog is probably sick of me saying that, but this would be a great blog post.
We definitely are looking for some for over the winter when people are kind of like trapped in with the snow and the pandemic. So if any of you are interested in writing about anything, our communications team is more than welcome to hear your ideas and work with you on drafting something. That's like no stipulations. Everyone is welcome to do that, even your friends who aren't here. So great. Anyone else before we part ways?
I really wanted to say thank you to everyone. This is like my first meeting, and it's been really nice to hear everyone and hear how we're all connecting. Also, I wanted to ask a question to everyone. Would it be okay if I took a picture of this screen with all of us just to like share on my Active Minds account on Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you're, with it? Yeah, if you're not good with it, you can just turn off your video for a second, but.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, smile. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, folks. Well, we're going to wrap it up, and thank you for being here to share your anecdotes, your tricks, your tips about engaging students and really sustaining these important relationships right now to make sure mental health is at the forefront of the conversations that you're having with people. Albeit we are on Zoom, but the conversations you're having from the comfort of your own comfy rooms and couches every day. Our next chapter chat in December, can't believe I'm saying that, will be about mental health and culture, and it'll be led by another one of our student ambassadors. So,
Who's an international student. So bringing that perspective.
yeah, at, oh gosh, she's at a UC.
UC Riverside?
Yes, UC Riverside. So if you're interested, please go and register for that one, and we'll drop the link for that chapter chat in Slack as we always do. But
And
yeah,
I was just going to say, if there are other questions or you want to talk more about things that were mentioned, feel free to email us. Mine is just my first name, Robin at activeminds.org. Kelly is Kelly's full name, Kelly Madden at activeminds.org. But Slack is probably a better place to catch us, as some of you know, because I'm like 100 emails deep in my inbox. So thank you for your patience, and chat me on Slack if there's something important you need. Great. So really great talking with y'all. Have a good rest of your evening and weeks, and have a good Thanksgiving if we don't see you before then. All right. Bye, folks.
Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for coming.
Bye.